I'm trying.
Jump Force is coming to Switch.
Yeah.
Did you see the
Are
trailer?
you gonna play it? You gonna do a second playthrough?
I want everyone to stop and actually pull up the trailer.
Okay.
And because I want you to tell me what you see when they show the gameplay. I want you to see the frames.
Is there a specific Switch trailer?
It should just be an official Switch
I don't
trailer.
want to,
bro.
I don't want to. I will play. I will buy a Switch. I will buy a Switch. I will buy Jump Force. I will find a way to get a Switch. I will buy Jump Force for 250 subs.
I'm not saying you have to get it. I just wanted you to look up, like, see what the frame rate was. Because
No.
they put out this trailer and they even do the whole thing where, like, it zooms out and you see the video feed inside of the Switch, like, whoa, it's on with the Joy-Cons and everything. And it's just like
Jump Force Nintendo Switch announcement.
Yeah,
That's what I'm watching.
It's just 7 FPS. Like it's just like that's the best we could do. Here it is.
I fucking hate Bandai Namco, dude. They're such a dog shit company.
You want it, you got it.
Yes, they are. And they have the rights.
All of their good games,
every anime game, dude.
All their good games are not made by them. They just publish them.
Yep.
Man, if there are any particle effects on screen, it's so apparent.
It's constant. It's just it's one of those things like when you saw. Granted, I know they of course they made it like shit, but apparently it runs okay. But when I saw the announcement for like The Witcher 3 on Switch, I'm like, I appreciate that you want to put it on here, but
you want to know,
is the sacrifice that worth it?
The fucking frames,
it's
dude.
Bad. It's bad.
You want to know why they're getting still DLC for the game is because normies buy this shit.
Yeah.
Legitimate, and I use that word very fucking rarely. That is legitimately the case. Why they are getting DLC and other people to play this game is because people that don't actually play anime games or anything like that are like, this is that shit, bro. Or are you kidding? Look at the graphics.
It's like, it's legitimate. If you buy Jump Force and you think it's a good game, you're a normie.
Yes.
Well, how many
times no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
How many times have you seen something on Twitter where it's like a random like screenshot or video clip of some like here's my Crash Bandicoot remake in Unreal, or here's my Mario 64 remake in Unreal, and they just don't use all the generic post-processing effects and models and all that other shit, and people are like, hire this man, Nintendo, hire this man, dude, he's making this stuff. Like that's those are the people who are buying Jump Force.
Yeah.
Because it's like, whoa, pretty bloom and particle. Cool.
I played Jump. You guys.
There you go. April. Yeah, April. Oh, I can guarantee you. Yeah, April's roommates are absolutely fucking Jump Force people.
14 hours.
It makes absolute complete sense.
I played that game for 14 hours, and Dax, you watched.
I know.
The pain.
Yeah, I know. I did.
I loathe every bit of it. Like the combat is like whatever. There's some shit that could be tweaked, and a lot of the graphical stuff that could be tweaked, and you'd have a pretty decent arena game. But it's broken. It doesn't work well. It looks like shit. No thanks.
He didn't fuck with Dragon Ball Fighters, but he loved Jump Force. Yikes.
I'd rather play like Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 2, or like I would rather play that shit.
Those games have like
too
art styles that are like
Clash of the Ninja 2
they run fine. Like those games actually run fine.
Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 is actually really fucking fun.
Dude, there are a lot.
I think that shit is fun.
There's so many people who just, instead of watching the show, they just play through the Ultimate Ninja series. Apparently, you can just do that, and you'll get a condensed, more pleasing to watch version of the show.
Really?
Yeah, apparently that's what a lot of people do. I think even like I watched some I saw some Let's Players and stuff doing that, where they're like, I want to know what's about going on in Naruto, and it's every bit up. That's why the DLC for the 4th game was Road to Boruto. They just go straight into it. It's just all fucking through the timeline. And like, and it's beautifully animated. Say what you will about character designs and things like that. I don't like. There's not a single cool memory of the fucking Akatsuki. I'm sorry, they all look fucking stupid. But like, but like in motion, like in animation, they really capitalize on like the fucking energy that you see in the fucking panels. Like it looks really good.
And fucking,
there's not a single cool moves in the.
There are so many better 3D arena fighters than Jump Force is so basic when it comes to arena fighters. It's extremely.
Itachi's in the
it takes aspects of like Budokai for like the charge up shit and shit like that, and then they just throw it together in a 3D fighter, and you're like, damn, this is fucking trash. Where you could play a really good 3D arena fighter like fucking Kill la Kill, even though just don't. There's no point. There's no one playing that fucking game anymore. Or shit, Xenoverse 2. Xenoverse 2 is a really good arena fighter, but anything after that, it's just kind of don't do it. I legitimately stopped playing Xenoverse 2 because they reset the leaderboard. And that's the only thing I gave a fuck about in that game. I don't want to play through the story again. That shit sucked.
Didn't like the twist, dude?
Ooh,
like the big twist?
Whatever,
wacky, dude. It's crazy.
Whoa.
It was designed by Toriyama, dude. It's super cool.
Yeah, and you know who else was made by Toriyama? Android 21.
That's true.
She's got big titties.
Got some big baps, dude.
They did a good job with her.
Yeah.
I mean, she's got a good design.
That's pretty true.
Like, I'm trying to be like, it's not all about the titties, but she just has a good design, so I can't even actually say anything.
I mean, the human version, it's the fucking.
The human version is the best version. It's ridiculous.
The red and blue dress with the leggings, the heels, the lab coat, the glasses. Michael Goldfish, give me your input, dude.
Android 21 is my favorite character in Dragon Ball Fighters, and she's not even canon.
That's pretty true. Hell yeah.
The fighters roster just made me realize how whack Dragon Ball is.
Yeah.
If they had a lot of the really cool characters, it wouldn't be so whack.
If I hear General Tao out of your fucking mouth, I'm gonna beat you.
I'm not saying put General Tao on. I'm saying put Bulma and Meg. I'm saying buff Roshi.
Well, put Mr. Satan on a jetpack.
I did. Did I say that? Asa, how many? Stop that shit right now, Asa Grindle. Asa Grindle, stop that shit right fucking now. How many times have we discussed this where we both were on the same page and said, "Fuck some goddamn Mr. Satan in a jetpack. Fuck that shit. Don't put me in there."
That's pretty true.
Fucking men, don't you dare put me on.
Bulma and a mech would be. Bulma and a mech would be really cool.
Buff Roshi would be sick. Ox King. Come on.
What do I feel like Dax is the dad, punishing his son? Like, how many times have I told you not to? I'm sick of it.
Ox King would be cool. Chi-Chi, Dragon Ball Chi-Chi, tournament.
Yeah.
Chi-Chi before they got married. Okay, and emoji. Give me that shit.
If you were to get one more GT rep, would you get what is it?
Omega Shenron.
What was Human Boo's? What was it called?
Oob.
Would you get Oob? Or would you get would you get something like that, or would you just go straight to
Omega Shenron, dude?
I would get either Oob absorbed in GT. Spoiler alert, you fucking weirdos. The show's 20 years old at this point. Actually, almost 30. GT is almost 30 years old. Holy shit!
It's kind of fucked up.
That shit's old.
So in that show, Oob came together and fused with Big Boo. And so they became Majin Oob, basically. Or Super Oob. And that dude was sick. He was nut.
I would get GT Trunks and he has a gun.
Or Omega Shenron. Omega Shenron is pretty much a given when it comes to villains. You could also do Vegeta Baby, but I fucking hate that design. It looks stupid as shit.
I'm not a big fan of the whole baby arc.
Yeah.
Pan doesn't do anything either.
God, Pan could do shit. That's the thing. She has the ability. Toriyama stated that she has the ability to go Super Saiyan, right? Yeah.
Who does?
Yeah.
Oh,
Pan never did.
Yeah, I remember that.
The successor of Gohan didn't do shit. What a surprise. That's crazy. It's like Gohan doesn't do shit in the show right now.
I remember being very confused when I was young because I don't even remember where it was airing. I don't know if they brought it over Tsunami for a little bit. They did GT for like a little bit in certain places. It might have been Tsunami. But it was like it was early on when Z was still airing, and they kind of started showing that periodically. And I was like, why did the animation get worse? Why is he little? What is going on? Like because it's an older show, and it's like I didn't understand at all.
You know what's funny about GT's
So
animation?
Huh?
It's sad because that's the last time you're gonna get like drawn version of Dragon Ball animated. But what's also sad is they got legitimately the worst like the worst animator / character designer on GT, and he was working primarily like throughout all the episodes. Like every other episode, he was basically working. Where he would be kind of rare in Z. In GT, he was working almost every other episode, so everyone's character design looks like utter shit half the time.
Yeah.
It's like the one episode. So Goku goes Super Saiyan 4. The next episode, that animator kicked in, and he looked like utter shit. And everyone's like, "What the yo?" So he's the culprit of the guy in the Cell arc. When Gohan first went Super Saiyan 2, he made a mistake and still had his.
Oh, that was him.
Super Saiyan 1.
The back of it was.
Yeah. He was the one that he had to get correct. He was the one that was notoriously made that. Remember that famous shot from Z where they're about to go fight Cell or whatever the fuck, and they had like the 9 days until then. And they're like, yeah, we've got 9 days to kind of relax and get ready to fight Cell. And they just panned off in this beautiful episode. Literally, they redid the entire like end part of that with that dude's animation, and everyone was like, "What the fuck? It looks like dog shit." Yeah, that guy. Whew, get him out. And he ruined most of GT because GT at that time, like I said, they had like 2 to 3 like main like Cell animators for that shit. Ooh, lad, dude. When the good guys got on, everyone was like, "Yeah, let's go! Everything's looking sick! Woo! Gogeta, boys!" And then the next episode is like, "Oh boy, GT Goku looks like poo poo."
How did GT become non-canon?
It never was not. It was never canon, but never non-canon. It never officially got announced non-canon. The only reason people state it's non-canon is because Toriyama did not make the story. He made the character design. That's it.
Sometimes I wish I could just say Dream Drop Distance isn't canon.
Please just say this isn't true.
Please say so.
Please say so.
Please say so.
Yeah, no, and fucking GT, boy, that the first 16 episodes of that show fucking suck. It's literally Goku
setup.
Goku gets turned into a kid because
it's like episode 1, right?
Yeah, because
and then he comes to the future and ruins Dragon Ball Fighters.
Because Pilaf.
We all know the story.
Pilaf and fucked up. Pilaf, the dog, and Mai were still around. They went to go wish for something on the Black Star Dragon Balls that had no security, had been locked away on the hideout forever. Apparently, the Pilaf gang found it, and this is right after Oob and Goku had just got done with this training with Oob after 5 years with Oob, like in maybe have been 10, I don't remember, but had just got done with his training with Oob, and literally when Goku showed up, caught Pilaf gang, they summoned the dragon and wished him to be a kid again by accident. They said, "I wish you were a kid again," and then boom, he was a kid. And then we learned about the Black Star Dragon Balls and how they scatter across the universe, and they have to go and collect them together.
Yeah, that's right.
And it was originally going to be Goku, Goten, and Trunks, but Pan was upset that she wasn't being treated fairly, and she wanted to go on this giant space adventure. And Goten was on the phone with a chick and distracted them, and she got on the plane and lifted off with Trunks and Goku. And that's the start of your Black Star Dragon Ball arc. It was dog shit.
Oh, that's neat.
What I literally forgot what I was going to say.
Good
Wrap
talk,
it up.
dude.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Alzheimer's kicking in early, dude. It's over.
It's over.
God damn.
Fuck.
What the fuck was I going to say? Oh, how many
You good?
episodes is GT?
60 something, like 64. 64. I don't really remember.
Too many.
That's it.
Super had more.
Is it better animated than Super?
Yes.
Because Super looks like shit from
Yeah,
what I've seen.
It's not hard to be
It's
better than Super.
It's 100%. Like the first 5 episodes, the first 4 episodes of Super look great, and then episode 5
Yeah.
kick in, and the budget. Well, it wasn't so much the budget; it was the time constraints. They were working. They had to get done with episodes in 5 weeks. Most of the time, they have 8 weeks to get done with episodes, and the time constraints just got too heavy on them. So it looked all the way up to even up to the universe survival arc. Everything up to the universe survival arc back, like because the Goku Black episodes have some dog shit episodes in there too. The Resurrection F, the tournament, the fucking Universe 6 versus 7 tournament, the revival of F, and fucking Battle of Gods arcs all look like dog shit. And the Tournament of Power, that big ass one with all the universes, some of those episodes look great. Episode 110, episode 114, at the final episode all look fucking immaculate. Greater than anything that GT could probably ever produce. But a lot of that other stuff in between, oh boy, they look like shit. All I can say is
but Super's done now, right?
Yeah.
no.
Well,
No?
this portion of I guess unless
This
they do a new name for
portion?
the next thing.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
they haven't decided if it's gonna get renamed or whatnot, because we're hitting the point to where the end of Z happened, and the end of Z is still considered to be canon.
Wait, what do you mean? Super doesn't happen after Z?
No, it happens between the second to last episode of Dragon Ball Z and the last episode of Dragon Ball Z.
How long is the time skip in that last episode?
5 years.
So this is all taking place in between the 5 years?
Yes. Dragon Ball's wacky. So at this point,
Take the Y off of that.
So at this point, we have no clue if they're going to retcon the ending of Z, which would upset a lot of people. But then again, who knows? We have no clue. They have no confirmation. They were going to say something. The Super manga is still going right now. And, yep. Woo. Dragon Ball is fucking dumb. And I love this series to death. Funny man yell and his hair go yellow.
I do wish for the few episodes that are animated well for Super, instead of like animating fights more normally, they kind of did I always call it pulling an Angry Beaver, where basically if you go back and watch the original Angry Beavers cartoon, what would happen a lot whenever there was a scene where there needed to be like a lot of really dynamic animation happening very quickly, they would animate like kind of a normal scene of the bears or like the fucking beavers squabbling and like, you know, falling around their fucking house and doing all this shit, whatever, but they would just like triple the frame rate to like cut, you know, to like make it, because as a kid I was like, why did it look like they just fucking put it on fast forward? Oh, they literally did. I didn't understand that. And so there are a lot of fights, even the last one with the Jiren and stuff, the majority of it is like sped up, and it looks like to me thankfully in terms of the models and the actual drawings and the quality of it, it's good, but to me it looks like dog shit, because it's like that episode sped up to where like animations in certain poses or whatever don't look right because they're not on like the right timing.
But that episode I showed you with Jiren doing the old monkey pose, and Vegeta doing that final flash, that whole episode's like character art and stuff like that, fantastic. The guy that runs that is Yuya Takahashi. He's also the guy that did the Kefla transformation episode. He did the super change, the fucking giant superhero with that cool shit with Frieza. Frieza getting his head dashed in by Dipso.
You had more scenes that were given a lot more time. To where either you would have a certain key animator on an episode where it's like you're cutting back and forth between different action shots pretty constantly, because there's a lot of things in the giant fucking ugly ass brown and green arena happening. Or it would be like the Vegeta Jiren shit, where there's still a lot of talking, but there's some pretty good effects and like dynamic movement happening.
Yeah.
Like they're really hyping it up in a slower pace kind of way. Whereas like that last fight with Jiren, it's like they spend so long in that episode talking, and it's like, oh, we got to fight now, and then just blow fucking through it. Like there's like you blink and the fight's over. Like okay.
Yeah, that was a big one. That's why I love that fucking movie. The Super Broly movie was just like, we ain't gonna talk that much. We're gonna get through our lore, our plot early, and then we're gonna have literally 45 minutes of just straight fighting.
Which is a shame because there's a bunch of points. There's a bunch of points in Broly 2 where they do that, where they'll either they'll speed it up in that way to where it looks like there's a great example when Gogeta he's about to throw he knocks Broly to the ground and he's about to throw all the blue beams or whatever from the stuff. And he does this thing where he's yelling, and they have this animation of him like it looks like he's trying to eat the bottom of the frame. He's like doing that like with his mouth really rapidly. So there's a bunch of motions where there's a character supposed to be like kind of doing a more subtle kind of like inflection with their face or doing things like that, but they speed it up and it makes it look weird. So there'll be cases where like they really try to push the speed of it. And it's like you don't. That's not you know. You don't fill it with more frames. You make better keyframes and better like you.
Yeah, that is
like a lot of that stuff gets paced in post. A lot of that stuff gets kind of like you have a kind of standard that you follow, and then you can kind of tweak it based on like the energy that you want to put into the editing, as opposed to actually animating something from the get-go to where it's like, oh, instead of having these 4 extra frames of drawings, we're gonna have here's an in-between fucking why can't I think of the term? But here's an in between that's actually going to represent this like very quick animation better. Here's a why can I think of the fucking word? Whenever someone posts like an out of context shot of like an in between frame and it looks like a character is being stretched in a certain way and it looks weird. And why can't I think of the word? Chad, help me out, please.
Fuck.
Hell, there's a word. I can't think of it. But yeah, so easing is the word I was thinking of, but that's smear. Thank you. Okay, smears. Playing with smears, playing with other things to make it to where you can really express that quick animation without it looking out of place. I would like to see more of that and stuff. Granted, like the Broly movie is still fantastic, so I really loved it. But there were definitely points between that and that one shot where they go CG for some reason. Was definitely kind of there were some off-putting moments in there, but for the most part,
there was a couple.
For the most part, it looks great.
And that pacing, like the big thing about that movie is that the big thing about Super I don't like, it's one of the main things. Goku's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
In Super, like Goku's IQ, like it went from 60 to 10. He's stupid as shit in Super. And that's what really ruined the show for me, basically, is because of how dumb Goku is all the time.
If you want to make him a stupid fucking space bitch and he's just like, I love to fight, blah, 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 it's like, that's fine. But when you give no other characters real agency to where they can't really do anything about it and he just makes all the decisions.
Dude, it's like, in Z, he was 10 times more serious.
Yeah. But like in Vegeta,
dude, like, he told Gohan to kill Cell.
Yeah.
This guy is too evil. Finish him now.
Even then, I hate it because every other motherfucker in the room, even Krillin, is just like, dude, don't do that. And he's just like, haha, whatever. And they just let him do it. And even here, Vegeta's like, you're not going to fucking put us into this bullshit. And he's like, whatever, I'm going to do it. Ha ha ha. And it's like, okay.
Oops, I forgot the sensu beans. Oops, I forgot the seal to the Mafuba jar. Oops.
And like,
sorry,
there's never any interesting conflict that comes out of it other than over the course of the tournament, people get bodied and benched, and then it's like, well, we gotta cheer for Goku anyway, regardless of what we think of him. And it's just like,
hey, good thing though, Goku did not win.
No, I guess not.
Android 17 won.
Yeah, whatever.
The MVP, dude.
The MVP. That's that dude.
Android 17.
It took him long enough.
Android 17.
That's the thing about Dragon Ball is that it's always Goku.
Yeah.
Like for the longest time, it was just always Goku.
But even so,
like it's not like another shonen where it's like someone else is gonna save the day. It's like Goku's gonna fucking come and do some shit.
But even the way it was done, it's just Android 17 winning at the very, very tail end. At the very tail end, just by basically just standing there, is the equivalent of like, hey, here's my video on top 5 drive forms. and then at the end, you take out Master and put Anti. Be like, haha, look, the bait and switch, dude. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
And
I get it. You're not clever,
dude. It's like, so a lot of people like don't know. I guess if you're a Dragon Ball fan, you know the ending of Z, like the ending with Majin Buu, that was not supposed to be Goku. Gohan was supposed to do that.
Yeah.
But the only reason it went back to Goku is because the popularity charts for
really.
Yeah, and
I mean that's the thing. That's like I've never seen Super.
Sucks. Japan sucks Goku's dick so hard.
When you see those fucking popularity polls in the middle in betweens of like Shonen Jumps and shit like that, they're important. It's not just a for fun thing. Like those people, fucking the Shonen Jump heads, like whoever writes that shit are hard on that. It's
why do you think Bleach got cut?
Yeah,
bro. Everything gets cut from Shonen Jump. Like, what they canceled like 30 series in the past year or some shit. I think.
But it's just how quickly you can call it. Like again, the moment Ichigo he stops appearing in the front row of the covers and he's kind of off to the side a little bit.
Things aren't going
well.
I started reading.
Now he's kind of in the back, hanging out. Ooh, he's canceled. Well, there you go.
I started reading a new Jump series like a month ago, and then there was like 23 chapters, and then I found that it got canceled. That it got cut from Jump, and I was like, well, there's no point in reading this then because why bother? It's they actually like ended it, but it's like they ended it. They made an ending after 20 chapters. It's like, how good could the series be if it was made to be like the next Naruto or something? Like, everyone that's getting a manga into Shonen Jump isn't like, yeah, I'll make like a short little 20 chapter series. It'll be fine. They're like, no, I'm gonna fucking make hundreds of chapters. Like, not all of them, like hundreds of chapters. Like, The Promised Neverland's in Jump, and that's coming to an end soon. But like,
big thing,
this wasn't that type of show.
The big thing about Jump though is like you get like weird entities like Dr. Stone. Where
Dr. Stone's like, it's gonna be top 5 once what's about to end in Jump right now.
Oh shit.
The Promised Neverland's about to end, and there's one other show that's about to end. Demon Slayer's about to end.
Yeah.
So once those are gone, Dr. Stone will be in the top 5 after that, because it was like number 6 already.
Dr. Stone came out of fucking nowhere. And it's just
Dr. Stone's sick. I read that shit every fucking issue. I read Dr. Stone.
You have to get mad lucky to get on. Like, you have to have your charismatic character to get you have anywhere on.
You have to set yourself up as if it's going to be continuing. You don't want to like when fucking Craig McCracken put up his fucking Dexter's Lab pilot. Like, he had fuckloads of other episodes and ideas and concepts written and things like that, but if it didn't get taken up, it's like, all right, hold that, let's try it again, or let's convert it into something else. That old short of God, I always love finding about it's like, oh, remember this old short of this old pilot from like 5 years ago? Yeah, I ended up turning in this show later on. It's like, oh shit, didn't know that. Like that old like the pilot that came before the pilot for Kid Next Door was originally a whole different show, but the guy ended up taking some concepts from
it was the guy and the monkey.
Yeah, the monkey and the guy. There's like a evil.
The scientist was in the Kids Next Door, but
he takes the villain character one with the claw and repurposes that. Like so stuff like that. It's always interesting.
Gendy was the one that did Dexter's Lab.
Oh wait, McCracken was Powerpuff Girls. That's what I'm. Yeah, I mix it up sometimes.
Gendy was involved with Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, no, there was a lot of crossover, so I mix it up.
Yeah,
like I do, like the shit I do with Tarkovsky and McCracken is the same shit that people do with like Disney and Pixar. It's like, that was a Pixar movie, right? No, that was Disney. But they work so side by side and collaborate a lot that I mix it up sometimes. But yeah, it's I'm interested to oh shit. Shib. I'm doing it too. Where was I? Oh well. Hey, so what were you gonna say?
I was just basically saying, like, so before, not a lot of people know that Gohan was set up to, lead the show. The ending for the Buu saga was not set in stone when it started. Like, when that whole, high school arc and all that shit started, it basically, they've set Gohan up to start out as, like, the main character because, who gives a fuck? Goku dead! And him coming back to the tournament was like, oh, cool, sweet. We have Goku coming back. But he wasn't supposed to stay. And it was one of those things where with that whole high school arc and all that shit in the manga that came in, that lowered his popularity because people were like, dude, this guy's a bitch.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck? Who gives
a
shit?
fan like that kind of shit.
You thought? No, they like cool yelling and screaming. And Gohan wasn't doing a lot of that early. And so basically they slowly transitioned from Gohan being the main character into Goku coming back to life and, you know, getting another life and killing Boo when Gohan was the one supposed to do that. But it was literally because of the popularity charts that came out, and Goku was still just because Gohan ended. When the Cell Saga ended, Gohan was number one. Was the number one on the popularity, and then the second that shit started, he was still number one, and then the next popularity, he was like number 6. And so at that point, they were like, "Oh, get Goku in here, stat. We need him now." But Goku used to be super serious in Z. Like there was points where he was just like, "I don't know how the fuck we're gonna do this, guys. Like fuck." Like we could all die. Shit. And then in Super, it's like, cool. We could die. That's crazy. Let's fight. He's just dumb as shit. And that's really what muddled down Super for me. But, you know, they could change things up, put things in a more serious tone. The mangaka of the Super manga is doing a really good job, I think. There's a lot of cool stuff in there. So it's going to be interesting.
So weird to think that's still going like separately.
Yeah, completely. Well, not completely, but Toyotaro, the guy that does the manga, he's been putting his own spin on a lot of stuff. So, like during the Tournament of Power arc, they put Gohan in Goku's gi. In the manga, he's in Piccolo's gi.
I think you showed me that actually.
Yeah, he's full on in the manga. He's full on still like. Piccolo's my fucking master.
Yeah.
Dad, I don't know him. He hasn't paid child support in months.
Respect that.
I don't know this motherfucker.
I don't know him. But yeah, he's cool. And when Gohan gets the bang, it's the best part, dude. Everyone's there for the bang. What about you, Michael? Do you like Dragon Ball, dude?
Super's kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't feel as strongly about it, but yeah, I wish Super was a little bit less ugly, and I wish Goku was a little less dumb. Because he definitely got those vibes where he just like he wasn't this like he felt like he was kind of carefree, but he wasn't like a dumbass, and he didn't not give a shit about his kids, you know?
Yeah.
Like they take it a little bit too far.
He got really dumb, and Gohan, Goten, and Trunks don't age.
Really?
Legitimately, Trunks is getting to be Trunks is 1 year younger, or I think it's either 1 year younger or 1 year older than Gohan was during the Cell arc. And he looks 5.
He still looks like a little what?
Yeah.
Why?
It's a good
I don't know.
Why'd I ask?
That's a good ass question.
Shit.
I don't fucking know, dude.